flipping the camera. Since I'm just wearing a tank top underneath. Nobody's on yet, and that's perfectly fine. This is going to be an interesting video because I'm doing it live and I'm doing it quietly. And hopefully nobody in my house starts stomping around like crazy animals. Hey everyone, it's the Chaplain here, coming to you with some more information that you need to know. I am not expecting very many people to hop on because I didn't announce it. But I just wanted to go ahead and hop on here. Nobody's watching it. That's perfectly fine. There's one person watching it. I just opened up the chat. Great. Grand. Wonderful. All right, cool. So before we get started, this video has a few purposes. And since this is a live video, you're not really going to get the purposes if you miss this part. So that's perfectly fine. Fix my hat. Anyway, this video has two purposes. First and foremost, I wanted to do a little player introduction. I wanted to talk through some of the players and the teams, people that you'll be meeting. And then I also wanted to clarify some Commonwealth things. There are now 3 people watching, so this is good. I am going to do the important stuff first, but I want to leave a little bit of time for people to log in. So I don't know, I'll give it another minute or two as we wait for more people to join in so that we can do the Commonwealth information and the player stuff. I wanted to let you know that I have just been continuing to prepare for this event. It has been quite the journey. Last year we had 18 players, 19 if you count myself. This year we have 36. We have literally doubled. So anyway, we still just have 2 viewers, but I don't really want this to be too long. So here's what you need to know for the Commonwealth, for the tournament in St. Louis next week. If you look at Sired Blood's website, siredblood.com/community, and you have created a profile and you have done all that good stuff, you can get the setup charts for free. Now, if you look at the Commonwealth setup chart, we're going to play exactly what it says, except we're going to add an artillery in South Africa. That's it. In Atlanta, they added a destroyer off the coast of Canada and a fighter and an airbase and an extra dude and something. We're not doing that. We're going to go with the Commonwealth setup chart as is, plus 1 artillery in South Africa. There has been a lot of conversation about the national objectives as well. And so if you have a BB4 deck, awesome. If not, you can get it on that website. But here's what's going to happen. There are 3 national objectives that the Commonwealth has. Presently, card number 87 says that they receive 5 IPCs for having 5 warships on the map. That is no longer the case. We're changing it to $3 for having 5 surface warships on the map. So that card is being edited to say that. By the way, all of this is going to be in print in everyone's rule books. I'm going to have it available. Card 88 is not changing. Card 88 is not changing. And card 89 currently says they get 2 IPCs per of those per those territories. Now it's being changed to just 1 IPC per territory with a maximum of 3. So card 89 is being changed to 1 IPC per territory and a maximum of 3. All right, so that's the Commonwealth stuff. I also wanted to announce there will be a mixer. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but anyway, we're going to have a little shindig get together on Friday. I have access to the room at 5 p.m. on Friday next week to bring the tables in, to bring the totes in, to bring the crates in. I already have a few people volunteering to help me, which is awesome. Thank you so much. Essentially just getting it set up so that when you show up on Saturday morning, all you have to do is set up your pieces and you are good to go. So after that, on Friday night, around 7 o'clock, I'm going to have drinks. I'm going to have water and cookies or something easy, something, it's not a meal, it's not dessert, it's just, a mixer. That's where, hopefully, if you can make it, you'll get your name badges. You'll get your special gift that we have for every person this year. It's a pretty cool gift. It's not just like, oh yeah, Rob got a gift. So that's where you'll get your name badge and your special gift. If you are not able to make the mixer, that's totally fine. I understand. you'll get that stuff Saturday morning when you show up. But I figured this would just be a nice way for everyone to meet everyone. Doug, friend from Historical Board Gaming, may or may not be showing up for the mixer. He may or may not be showing up for the tournament. He may or may not be staying for the whole thing. He doesn't think he's staying for the whole thing, but I bet we could convince him. So anyway, back to the main purpose of this video. We got the Commonwealth stuff done. I announced the mixer. Let's talk about the players and the teams. Now, I'm not going to tell you about anyone's strategies. I'm not going to tell you anything super secretive about people. For the most part, this is pretty generic. I'm going to tell you what I know about them and how nice they are. So, the first team on my list is Mad Moose Bite. This is Madman, or Rick, Moose Cow, Scott, and Hoofbite Mike. Now, I have met Madman and Moose Cow. They came to St. Louis last year. They actually won first place with Mr. Scrubbert, who unfortunately can't make it this time. He's actually deployed overseas as part of the National Guard. National Guard or Army Guard? One or the other. But thank you for your service, Mr. Scrubbert. We love you and miss you, bro. Get back to us safe. Don't go to Europe. Anyway, Rick is a really cool guy. Scott's a really cool guy. They are actually working on some projects together to make their own 1914, which is pretty dope. They're really good players, really smart. Next up, we have Big Money Gringos. This team is Hammer Time and Wojtek. That's CJ and Greg. They won third place last year in St. Louis. And CJ might be one of the nicest guys I know. So there's that. And Greg is just super smart. Dude knows what he's talking about. I don't want to tell you their strategies because that's not cool. But let's tell you something cool about each person. Next up, we have Team Bruiser. That's Detroit and Triple Crown. Detroit is the Godfather, right? We all know the Godfather of Axis and Allies. He started his YouTube channel almost a decade ago, if not 10 years ago. And he does a lot of customizations. Triple Crown, I haven't seen on YouTube any of his videos. And then next up is the Mofo Bros. This is Dom and Steven Gelso, the Gelso brothers, Moffett Field and Dom Kirk. I haven't met Dom. I haven't really talked to Dom, but I've talked to Moffett Field, and we've talked one-on-one, and we've also talked in group chats or whatever, and he's witty. He's quick. He's quick. So if you are opposing him on any day, make sure that you have your wits about you, because he'll start digging in. Next up is Team Bold and Cold. This is a last-minute team. They are actually replacing one of our teams that unfortunately had to drop out due to work and scheduling issues. This is Ironsides and Tam Van. Ironsides is Chris. He's from Boston. He's a really cool guy. A very, very nice guy. And then Tam Van is John from the Kansas City, Missouri area. He's a really nice guy as well. Both very capable players. Very, very capable players. Next up is Midwest Command. This is Tom and Brian. Tom was actually at BBR St. Louis last year, and he's bringing his son Brian with him. They're Midwest Command. If I didn't say that, I should have. My bad. Someone's commenting as I go. That's weird. My computer didn't update it. Hi, Wardrobe Plays World War II. We are playing in Maryland Heights, Missouri, at the Elmwood Hotel, and this will be not this weekend, but next weekend. So we are playing Axis and Allies Global 1940 BBR setup. The next team is the Prussian Gamers. This is Big John and John Jr. Big John is another one of those guys that's just like one of the nicest guys. Hi, Kid 7. Hey, what's up, Moose Cow? Big John is just a great guy. He drives buses like I used to, and he's a really nice guy. He's actually provided some of the 3D printed pieces that we'll be using on our tables, air bases, naval bases, stuff like that. What's up, Sky Marshall? And then I haven't met his son, but Big John and John Jr. came out here and played against Hammer Time and Wojtek, so they already have a little taste. Next up is Clown World. That's General Fund, or Jeremy, and Big Will. And General Fund was at the last tournament. He's a great guy. He's a great player, smart guy. I believe a military vet. And I don't know much about Big Will. Then you've got Patton's Pandemic, Blake and John. I met these guys I met these guys on Facebook, believe it or not. I met these guys on Facebook, and we just started talking about being in the St. Louis area, and he's like, yeah, I want to play. I was like, heck yeah, man, sign up, let's go. So Patton's Pandemic, that's Blake and John. Then you have OG, and they're calling themselves that because I think they've been to every BBR event. So, yeah, that's Pagan and Hambone. Now, Pagan was my partner last year in St. Louis tournament, and Hambone is just a great guy and a great player. They're both great players. I don't have a favorite to win this event, but if I did, they would be in the top 16 teams because there's 16 teams. Then you have the Three Musketeers. That's Hambone's son, Parker or Ranger, and then Schmidt and Cade. And I'm thinking that Schmidt is a New Girl reference. If it's not, he'll light me up on that one. But they are the Three Musketeers. They are, I'm excited to watch them play. I actually got to play against Parker last year, and I may or may not have destroyed his American fleet in the Pacific twice. His big fleet. But his cousins, Schmidt and Cade, they're coming too. So next up we have Crimson Guards. This is Rich and Chris. Now, Rich is actually Rich from Combat Miniatures, and he's coming up to play. His friend Chris is from the Kansas City, Missouri area and has hosted Rich a couple of weekends that I'm aware of to practice, and they are coming to play. Last year Rich played. I think he and his team actually got last place. But it is what it is. But Rich is a great guy. Really, really great guy. Then we have some more Chicagoland area guys. Team Blackhawk, Deathbot, and Sir Psycho. Dustin and Justin. I call them the Ustins. Not to their faces, obviously. But they they seem like they know what they're doing. I don't really know much about them, but, every correspondence that I've had with every one of these players has just been top-notch. We're all grown-ups, so that's cool. Except for Schmidt and Cade, they are minors. Keep that in mind. Next team is Blitzkrieg Buddies, Peleus 13, and Jabshire. I'm not sure where Jabshire's from. And Peleus is from the Midwest. He'll probably watch this and correct me. Anyway, Blitzkrieg Buddies. Peleus was teamed up with Tom from Midwest Command last year, and they were in the third place game, so that was really cool. Let me address these comments real quick. Wardrobe says I'm in Webster. Yes, email me, thechaplainmo@gmail.com. CHAPLAIN, Chaplain Mo. And we can talk about that. Kids G says, quick question. Moose Cow made a video on custom Anzac roundels. Yes and yes. Matt Todd does make those. Badman Hoofbite and I played a game with Dust. Oh, you did? That's awesome. Very cool. Joe, yes, it is cool to see BBR spreading to the Midwest. Someone reached out to me about hosting it on the West Coast as well. I don't know if that would be financially feasible, but it's an idea. Knights Templar, what's up, man? How are you? I'm doing well. Hope that you are well. And then, Moose Cow addressing Kids G. I don't know how often he prints those, but are a father-son. I can't remember where from. I want to say they're from Illinois, but everyone seems like really top-notch people, so that's cool. And then last but not least is Warlords. This is Ridikin and Admiral Balch, or if you hear me say Killmonger, that's to whom I'm referring, David. He actually has, his family has 2 destroyers named after them because of the Admiral Balch in his family, in his family line. But before he came up with a name officially, I was like, you should go with Killmonger. Yeah, you should go with Killmonger. And then Ridikin is my friend Ray. I don't know if it's Ridikin or Ritokin, but anyway, Ray's a great guy, probably one of the best guys that I know. So anyway, that's who's here. That's who's coming. I'll kind of bookend this now with what I said at the beginning, now that there's more viewers. There's a mixer Friday night at the hotel for the players. from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is where you'll get your name badges for the event. This is where you'll get your special gift for the event. If you can't make the mixer, it's not the end of the world. We'll see you Saturday morning. Speaking of Saturday morning, the event starts at 9. Clocks are starting at 9. I will be there probably by 8 to let everyone in. So make sure you come in, start setting up your stuff around 8:30 or so. And then Commonwealth. We're going with the Commonwealth setup from the Sired Blood website, except we're adding 1 artillery to South Africa. We're not doing anything that they did in Atlanta like that. Sired Blood's BB4 event actually happened last September. That was BB4 in Atlanta. So he will be having BB5 this September. And then national objectives. There are 3 national objective cards for the Commonwealth. Card 88 is not changing. Card 87 is changing to 3 IPCs for surface warships. You need 5 surface warships and you get 3. And then card 89 is changing from $2 per territory to $1 per territory and a maximum of 3. So there you go, guys. There will be definitely one last video incoming, hopefully early next week. I'm going to be laying out all of the prizes. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. A lot of the prizes are on their way or will be here when other people show up. But we've got a really great selection of prizes. So I'm going to do a prize video officially releasing the information on some of these prizes. And then if there's any kind of last minute information, I'll just hop on a live because, you know, people will watch it later. All right, that's it. I'm going to go watch TV with my wife and try to relax. It was family movie night. We watched Moana for the 479th time. Anyway, just to be clear, South Africa is 1 infantry. It is 1 infantry and 1 artillery, Moose Cow. What's printed on the Commonwealth setup charts version 4 on the website says 1 infantry, and we are just adding 1 artillery. So it's 1 infantry, 1 artillery in South Africa. Good question. Anyway, guys, I am the chaplain. I'm not going to watch Moana again. Have a great night. I'll be praying for you. Click to end. Boop.